We'll start off with Summerville Boy, in the form of his last run, working out pretty well now with Kalashnikov going and winning the Betfair Hurdle.
Yeah, he won the Grade 1 Tolworth Hurdle in fine fashion, beat Kalashnikov nicely on ground we didn't like. I believe Kalashnikov didn't like it that day either, but it was the same for both of us, and we'll definitely see an improvement for us when we get a bit better ground in the spring.
And still no decision on which race he'll run in, the Ballymore or the Supreme?
He's owned by Roger Brookhouse, who has Black Op with me, so they're both in both races. Well, both in the 2.5 mile race, so I'm sure they won't be running against each other, but we'll keep our options open at this stage. Yeah.
And Black Op, what's the news on him?
Yeah, delighted with him. He's been training well. He looks fantastic. Was unlucky here at his last run. He made a mistake at the last, but that probably didn't cost him the race. He then lost his back end a few strides afterwards, but he's a horse of a high cruising speed, and he's an excited young novice.
Singlefarmpayment went so close 12 months ago and starting to look well handicapped again.
He is. He's had a few blips this season. Things haven't gone his way, but we've done plenty of work with him, veterinary-wise and jumping-wise, and if we can get him back into the same form as he was last year, he must come here with a great chance.
Double Shuffle pushed Might Bite close in the King George, and it's all systems go for the Gold Cup.
He did. He ran a great race in the King George, and he was staying on again at the end. He was always up in the first 3 or 4, so it wasn't a fluke, his run there. He was always pushing. And
do you think he'll stay the Gold Cup trip?
I'm sure he'll stay the 3 miles too. I don't see that being a problem. Stamina wouldn't be an issue on his part, I would have thought.
You must have a word on God's Own, a fairly regular face here over the years, and what's the plan for him?
I would say more than likely he'll go back to the champion chase, which he's running very well in years gone by. Last year he threw away his chances, 2 ridiculous mistakes. But as I said earlier on today, that's probably what makes him as good as he is. He's got that little bit of a streak in him, and he thinks he can take the world on, and he was just getting carried away with his jumping. But he's in great form. He's 10 years old now, and he's not showing it in his homework.
And you said a few tongues wagging here at the press conference when you mentioned the champion bumper. You've got 2 nice types for that.
Yeah, 2 lovely young horses, Seddon and The Big Bite. 2 lovely young horses, and they've both won their bumpers, and I really look forward to them running against some better horses on a true run gallop.
Are they horses for the future, or horses you can see sort of being ready for a test like this in March?
I'd like to think both. I mean, they're horses for the future as well as, but they warrant their places, and I hope they're putting 2 good runs for themselves.
Okay, and one final question: best chance of a winner?
I've been asked that a few times today. Look, I'd be delighted if we got anything to win here. Just hope that most important they all run well, come back in one piece, and everyone has a good 4 days.